Today we have Angelica Jackson. She's a wife, a mother, she's a life coach, she's an entrepreneur, she's a nonprofit founder and director, and she's also a financial advisor. Welcome, Miss Angelica. Welcome, Angelica. How are you doing?
I'm good.
All right. It's good to see you. I usually have Hagar here, but Hagar is absent today, and we have this other beautiful arrangement along with some body butters.
Okay.
All right. So this one is the one that I purchased, and so I'm going to try this one to see how this one is. Now, what kind did I get?
Marshmallow.
Oh, it make you want to eat it. Oh my God.
Everybody say.
You see how I get my body butter? Just a little bit. Very mindful.
Very demure.
Oh my God. We're going to have to get into this. How long have you been making body butters?
It's been 3 years.
3 years.
3 years. 4. I say 4 because last year I didn't. And then I just started back.
So okay.
For about 2 years straight I did, along with some other things as well. But I came back with the body butter because people kept.
And as a person that is chronically ashy, I don't even know if that's a word, but people that grew up with me, shout out to my cousin Carice, everybody that grew up with me that's shocked to see my legs that white. Like I got a cousin named Damon. He was like, "Do you got on stockings?" You know. So I suffer from chronic ash, and so this is perfect for a person like me.
It is. It's really good.
Okay, so we'll get into all the flavors that you make, or not flavors. What is all the scents that you have, and things like that, and some other things that you have going on. But let's jump to the beginning. Let's start at the beginning. So, what kind of kid were you growing up, and where did you grow up?
I grew up until I was 5. Me and my brothers, my mom, my dad lived in Terrell, Arkansas.
Okay.
Me and my mom moved from Terrell when I was 5, and we moved to Dearmont.
Okay.
My mom is from Dearmont. My dad is from Terrell.
Okay.
So.
2 small towns.
Two small towns.
Okay.
I believe Dearmont probably just be a little bit bigger.
Yeah. But, shout out to Dermot.
Shout out.
We the biggest. We the best.
Yeah. Orange and black all day. Yep. But me and my mom, we moved to Dearmont. Then a little later, my brothers came. My brothers stayed in Terrell with my dad for a few years, and then they moved.
So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 3 brothers. I have 2 older brothers, and I have a younger brother.
And no sister. No. So you're the princess. No girl.
If that's how you want to put it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you want to put it. Yes, no. I always wanted a sister, though. I did. I always wanted a sister. My brothers were older, and with them being older, they already had their own lives.
Okay.
So, nobody.
And so you were a big sister, so you said you have one little brother.
Yes.
Okay, so you were a big sister. Were you a good big sister?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I believe I was 10 years apart.
10
years.
Oh my goodness.
10 years apart. So,
honey, you can make eggs and cheese toast.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Full course meals. I didn't have. My mama worked at the prison for 13 years. So,
oh wow! Shout out to her for public service.
She worked there for years, and so I was there with my brother.
Now, were you closer to your mom, dad, or both? And not that you don't love them, but just who are you closer with? You know,
I was really close with my mom.
Okay.
Me and my dad, with the separation, he wasn't around. Okay. So we didn't see him as much. His own personal issues, but so I was real close to my mom.
Okay.
So we were real.
Okay, yeah.
We were until, teenage years go, and I
know how we do.
Go on, try to do my own thing.
Yes. So what did you want to be when you were growing up? Like when you were a little kid?
It's so funny. I wanted to do hair.
Okay.
Own my own hair salon.
Can you do anything? Can you do?
I can do just a little bit, something.
Okay.
I can do a little bit. I can braid.
Okay.
I used to love braiding.
Okay, so you can braid pretty good.
I can braid pretty good. I only like braiding kids' hair though.
Were you seeing it growing up? Was your mom a stylist? I mean, were you seeing people do hair? Is that what made you want to be that? Because you know, other people, we wanted to be a firefighter, a police officer, you know,
a teacher. No, it was one person that I just admired her being young and still in high school and doing hair, Anastasia.
Okay. Shout out to Cuppy.
She always did my hair, and I just love that she
and her spirit. Oh my God, her spirit
was so.
Let me just shout Cuppy out every chance I get. Like one time I had traveled from Fayetteville. I can't remember what was going on. I was coming to Dermot for something, and Cuppy did my hair. I hadn't eaten all day, maybe the day before, and I literally was about to pass out in her chair. And she went next door to her shop. It was like a little Greek food truck, and got me a grilled cheese. And I was able to get through my sew-in or whatever she was doing to my hair. But her spirit and she's always been awesome.
Always been.
Cuppy, you next. I'm coming. I'm sending you an invitation.
But yeah, I love. She was inspiration.
Kind of your inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay. So how were you during the teenage years? Were you a good teenager? Did you do all your chores? Were you pretty good? I mean, because I was an angel. I didn't do nothing. I had one baby. That was it.
Just one baby, teenage baby. That's it.
That's it.
I would say I was a good person.
Okay.
I would say I was a good person. I would say I wasn't a good daughter.
Okay.
Growing up.
So you were basically, are you saying you were an average teenager that give their teenage girl, I would say.
Yes.
You know how they do, and I raised one, so.
Your room ain't clean.
But what's so beautiful is it circles back around, and now she calls me, I call her. It's just those teenage years are really something.
It's trying to find yourself. Trying to figure out yourself with. So, especially going to school, and then you have to hear what the people at school see you as.
Yeah.
And then when you at home, you're seen as a whole nother different person, or you even have to operate as a whole nother different person.
But you weren't like a runaway juvenile. Did you go to juvenile?
I didn't go to juvenile, but I would say that I was a delinquent.
Okay.
I would say, and I think that was only because, you know, when they say when you have a close hold on your kids, they'll tend to want to break off, and then either sneak out, you know, run off, you know, and that's mainly what I did. You said no, I'm going.
So, do you have children of your own?
Yes.
Any teenagers?
I have a 13-year-old daughter, 12-year-old daughter, and a 15-year-old son.
Oh goodness! Yes. Oh my God! But they up there.
Yeah, they up there.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
Yes, it is. So, do you see yourself in any of them?
Yes.
The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it.
All of it.
Even features. Like, do you see yourself in the kids?
Yes, we all smell the same.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We all. It's different. Because they literally everybody actually have every single thing.
Okay.
Like nobody has all of them in one.
Oh, pieces.
It's different pieces. I see different pieces in my son and my middle daughter and my youngest.
Yes.
And it's good seeing it. I really love being a mom because I see so much, and I understand so much.
Yeah.
You know? So it makes it so much easier to parent.
Do you keep yours tight, like by the neck? You know, they don't.
Yes, my girls I do.
Okay.
My son is not that I don't. I believe he needed the most.
Okay. Yeah.
So I try.
Yeah.
To, but with my girls,
yeah. Okay. And we got to keep the girls close.
Yeah.
Because you don't want them to be, you know.
I didn't been there. I didn't know you like we said. We done been there.
Pregnant, you know.
Yeah.
None of that.
We done been there, so I try.
Okay. So Just to transition a little bit, at what age did you first encounter domestic violence? Whether it was when you were very small, middle school, it could be personally or friendships in high school, anything. Did you encounter domestic violence before you ever endured it?
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen it in friendships, you know, people that I seen it whether it was at school, you know, even just the fact if it was just a boy fighting on a girl, you know, or disrespecting them or whatever like that. Yeah, I seen it. That's the only place I've seen it though.
Okay. Yeah. So domestic violence in your life, can you tell us like how did it start? And did it start with abusive language? Did it start with just a push? How did the domestic violence start?
It started when I was 18.
18. And this was, you know, did you have a high school sweetheart? Was this your high school sweetheart?
No, it was my kid's dad. I met him when I was 18.
Okay.
And it started with just words because we didn't talk. We didn't really know each other as much then.
Okay.
And that was one of my things growing up. I was a little, what they call it, fast.
Okay.
You know. So I did. When I met him, we talked, and I could see it in him already, even just conversations about other women.
Okay, so being 18 in the beginning, you guys are getting to know each other, and he's discussing other women, and you kind of could see some things and make you go.
And yes, I always understood the disrespect when it came to women, but I was real rough my own self. So a lot of times I may have not cared too much about it.
Okay, so you weren't as sensitive to the language as somebody that didn't have cussing in their house or something. Okay.
I wasn't sensitive to it.
Okay.
So I was going to cuss you right
back. Okay, so you could get with them.
Yeah.
Okay. So when the domestic abuse first started happening, did you share that with somebody, or was that your own personal secret that you kept and didn't share it with anyone?
I shared it. I shared it with my friends.
Oh, you did?
I didn't share with like close. I didn't share with like my mom and my brothers and nothing like that in the beginning.
Okay.
Once I did share it, I started hearing more things later on, you know. Okay. Just old stories of what they remember about, you know, seeing it happening to other women, you know, between him. So, but at that time, I hadn't already got pregnant with my son.
Okay.
And so it was more of a maybe just sticking around trying to make sure that my child have two-parent household. I was just 19.
Okay.
So,
well, you know how, you know, in the movies they say, you know, the abuser, he's abusing the woman the first couple of times, and he says, I promise it'll never happen again. Was that told to you? Were you told, you know, hey, don't leave or come back to me, it'll never happen again? You were never told that?
I was never told that.
Oh, wow.
Never.
So he didn't beg and make up all these kind of lies?
He didn't make up nothing. I believe a lot of times when I did, because usually I would go back because he had the place. So I would go to my mom's. Okay. And it would be like a calm down. Yeah. Back regular. Okay. You know? Yeah.
So you guys would get into a fight, and after a few days he might text or call, and you're not angry anymore. You're at your mom's, and so you guys link back up. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Some abusers have a pattern and some don't. Like there are some things like some men are controlling, and when they're out of control or when they feel like the control is being taken from them, they begin to hit and things like that. Did you walk around on eggshells? Did he have certain triggers, or just because the wind was blowing?
Yes, it was certain triggers. I believe a lot of times I did walk around on eggshells because I didn't know what
it was.
Okay. Until I found out what it was.
Okay.
So it was like losing myself because who I naturally was, I couldn't be because majority of that would be a trigger or a issue or a problem.
Are you saying you're naturally strong? Naturally,
yes.
I mean,
outspoken. I could not be outspoken. I couldn't have an opinion.
Okay.
Like what majority of the time it would be what was right.
Okay.
But if a person don't know what is right or care to know what is right, even my right seems wrong.
It's wrong. Yeah.
Right. So, you should not do that. That's an issue because
you wrong and I don't care what you say.
That's right. Yeah. That's basically what it was most of the time.
Yeah. My mother was in an abusive relationship and it was kind of like a merry-go-round, or I don't know how to describe it, but she would leave and come back, leave and come back. Did you find yourself in that cycle with him?
I did that for 7 years and 3 children.
7 years and 3 children. You would leave and come back. Did it start in the first year, the first 3 years?
Yes, it literally, really, it started since the beginning.
Since the very beginning?
Since the very beginning.
Really?
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
The first few months, because when I got pregnant with my son, it was a one night stand type of thing.
Okay.
So this was nobody that I ever would have
linked up with,
wanted to be with
in a relationship
with.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a one night stand, and then I went on and going back to school. There was a summertime type of thing, and found out I was pregnant.
Okay.
So I had to get out of school and then, just try to do what I needed to do.
Oh, wow.
So it was more, I would say, more of a forced thing, but only because, when you have people in your life that says, you can do this, I have this, you can go back to school. It's okay. Yeah. You don't have to move back, Right. I didn't have that.
Okay.
So I had to come back.
And you were trying to make your family work, trying to give your son a family.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So once I got in that, it was back and forth. So we did that for 7 years.
And you were 18.
Yep, 18 years old.
Oh, wow. I want you to reflect on your emotional state during those times. So think back to those times. Did it ever get dark? Were there any happy times in the 7 years?
Yeah, me and my baby daddy, we was cool. I say, I will always say 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
What's the 2 weeks?
That is long as it.
Y'all take a speed for 2 weeks.
Okay. 2 weeks. But something happened.
Okay. So y'all did have some things that he wasn't a monster. No. Y'all could vibe and be cool and chill out.
Play dominoes, kick it.
And spend time together, and there was times where you're not thinking about if he's gonna hit you or not. Yeah. Okay, so so it's not just horror every second.
It wasn't horror every second. No, and I held on tight. I think I probably held on too tight to the
2 weeks. Okay, the 2 weeks.
Yeah, I held on too tight. So when it was done, when something would happen after that, it'll be about 2-3 days. It's back because,
and then another 2
weeks.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. How do you think God felt seeing you in that position?
Ooh-wee. It was so funny because in the times where I would go to church, I got baptized when I was 19.
Okay.
And when
you were 19. Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
19. And I was in the relationship, and when I would go, like when we were good, I didn't go to church.
Okay.
But when we were bad, I went to church.
Okay.
So when I would go to church, I knew every single time. I remember when Miss Mays told me, when I finally got out of it, she told me, you ain't been up there to the altar.
Yeah.
Because I stayed at that altar.
Okay.
I stayed up there. Well, I stayed up there. And it was kind of like in them times, that's when my relationship with Christ got stronger every single time.
Okay.
And a little bit before I realized it was time for me to get out of it,
yeah,
is when I found God again.
Okay.
And that was in 2013.
Okay.
And I remember one time being in my mama's house, and I was just crying out to God in the bathroom, and I was like, I don't want to do this no more.
So did you ever feel trapped and abandoned by God? Did you feel like he left you there?
No, because me and God relationship wasn't close.
Okay.
Then.
Okay.
You know, I didn't have a clear understanding of who he was to
and
me.
And how he felt about you.
And how he felt about me.
Yeah.
And so, no, I never, if I ever felt anything, it would have been my distance or my disconnect that I had with him.
Okay.
When he got me out of it is when I actually could finally see who he was.
Okay. Yeah. So you had a newfound relationship with Christ then.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yes. So did your family and friends know about any of this? I know you mentioned that you did eventually tell your family, and some of your friends knew from the beginning. Yes. So some survivors, when they're inside of the abusive relationship, they use makeup to cover bruises and stuff like that. Did you ever find yourself doing things like that?
Yes, I did. That was my first time finding out what concealer was.
Okay, so you had to conceal.
I had to conceal.
My God.
I had to conceal my eye one day. I done lied plenty of times going to work
about things. Why you didn't come?
Why my face, why my lip, swole, or and different stuff like that.
Oh my God.
But people that was close to me, I already knew. But yeah, I talked to my friends about it. They hated it.
Yeah.
They hated it, and I
Did your family? I mean, sometimes
Yeah, my mama always would say, you got to get your power back.
You got to get it back. You got to get your
power back.
So your family was trying to speak life into you and trying to get you out of it.
Yeah, they tried. They tried a lot, but with just hearing from my mom's history, I know she understood why it had to be. I had to do it.
Okay.
Nobody else could.
It had to be you.
Make me do it.
Okay. So that's why she said you got to get your power back.
You got to get your power back. When you get your power back,
then
you'll be able to see.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, you were in the relationship for 7 years. The domestic abuse started very much so in the beginning, you said. Did he ever change through the course of the 7 years and just stop abusing you? Did it ever change?
No.
In 7 years, he stayed the same person.
7 years, he stayed the same person, even after separation, even after I was done.
So even after you were done, he continued to try to abuse you? Oh, wow. Okay.
Which was so crazy to me. I didn't understand that.
Because we're not together now.
Right. Like, you mad?
Yeah.
See, but what are you mad for?
Right.
So if you're mad about it, then that means there's some type of care, some type of love. I didn't understand if he didn't understand love.
Okay.
Just due to his own personal background. But, I would always tell him, love ain't this.
Yes, this is not love.
This ain't what it is, But I later found out that
some people
really think that.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Some people think he's so crazy about me. He loves me so much. That's why he's willing to do this. That's why he's acting out like this. Yeah. And that's not true.
It's not true.
That's not true.
No. And it could, and it's not right.
It's not right because the Bible tells us that love is patient. Love is kind.
Right. It's not right.
That's
probably true to them. It's probably true to them.
Yeah.
But it ain't right.
Right.
So, and I just had to learn it. People just think it.
Yeah. I've spoken with many domestic abuse survivors. Some never call the police. Some call the police and then don't show up to court. My mom, as I said, is also a domestic abuse survivor. She has different views, and I have sometimes conflicting views on it. But at times she would call the police, sometimes she didn't. So, did you ever call the police and involve law enforcement?
Yes, but not in the beginning.
Okay.
And mostly like closer to the, I believe once I got older,
Okay.
I started.
You were changing.
I
you
was
was coming out. Okay.
Yes. So I was understanding more of, and I was getting out of who I was.
Okay.
Like before, I was rough.
Yeah.
You know, it was like you cuss me out, I cuss you out.
Right.
You hit me, I'm finna try to hit you back.
Right. Because an 18-year-old and a 25-year-old woman is two
different things.
Yeah.
So when I started, once I started maturing, I started understanding a lot more that.
Why do you think we don't call the police?
One, depending on where you come up from.
Okay.
A lot of people don't like the code. They're not gonna disrespect the code. We're not calling the police.
Okay, we're not gonna get them in that much trouble.
We're not calling the police.
Okay.
We don't want to deal with no cops, no nothing.
Oh, because I might have a warrant myself.
Okay. We're not dealing with no cops at all. We don't want your manhood taken away from them. We don't want you out the streets. You know, we don't want them in that type of
kind of feeling sorry for them.
You feel sorry for them. You don't want, once they go, they finna go to jail.
Yeah.
And then they in the jail. And it's not like it's somebody that you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's your husband.
Right.
It's your kid's father, you know.
Right.
So that's one of the main reasons.
Okay.
Another reason is what they gonna do to you after you get done calling the police, because they don't stay in there.
Okay.
They get out.
So once they get out, I got it coming to me.
So
why would I call when I can get one whooping instead of two?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes. And then most times once you done called them for so long, because I called them so much, and it shouldn't be. But it is what they say. It's the truth.
You gonna be right back with them.
Right back.
Oh wow.
You know, and that's not.
So then they don't take your call serious anymore.
And then they don't take the call.
Oh wow. So, as a person that's outside of the domestic violence now, to someone that's in domestic violence, would you advise them to call the police, knowing that they may end up getting, you know, you would advise them call
every single time.
Call. Okay.
Keep calling.
Yeah.
Keep calling. The more that is on record, your retaliation. One day when you ready to pull when you're ready to take that boot off,
you got that record.
You got it on record,
and you can possibly
that paper trail is the same anywhere. It don't matter if you're at work or if you're calling the police on your husband.
Send that email. Thank you for that. What we talked about in the meeting. So it's important that even if you're not ready to leave, go ahead and call the police. Yes. You're creating a trail, because one day you're going to be ready to go. Yes. And when you're ready to go, sometimes they're willing to, the abuser told my mom, hey, we going to die together. Took her to the cemetery. Said they're going to die together. So times like that, if she had a gun, she could have. She could have defended. If she had a paper trail. If you ain't got no paper trail, baby, don't try it.
No, because they don't
it's
know
who be a hard case.
They are. The police are. Any abuser, the police know who you are.
Yeah.
If you are an abuser, that ain't the first time. It ain't the first woman.
Yeah.
They know. The police know what you do, and living in that small town like that.
Yeah.
Everybody know.
Everybody
know what everybody do. It's police and all. So. It helps. Yeah. It helps calling the police.
Go ahead and call them. Okay. So you've grown and you've evolved and you have so much wisdom. You share with the youth. You share with other women in your organizations that we're going to talk about. But reflecting now on your 18 to 25 year, well, 25 is when you left, but 18 to in between those years. Why do you think you stayed?
Immature.
Immature. Okay.
I didn't know anything about that. I didn't understand that type of living. It wasn't like it's all about your upbringing.
Okay.
Let's just say it like that. It's all about your upbringing. Not saying that there was, poor upbringing.
Yeah.
But if a child do not know about certain things, they never know how to respond to them.
Okay.
So I didn't know much about, I grew up in the boys.
Yeah.
Not no preppy boys either.
Yeah.
So, and I believe just rooted in my blood, it's just toughness.
Yeah.
So even the things that I should not have been fighting, I fought through them, but instead of separating from it, I kept it in. I kept it close to me and fought with it. Fought it. So I say just lack of understanding, lack of wisdom,
thinking you can take it on.
Thinking I can,
Okay. Yeah. Why did you finally decide to get out, and how did you do it? Did you get the police involved? Like, how did you finally?
My family.
Your family. They came in with guns blazing.
My people. I maturity.
Okay.
My maturity level.
Okay. Because you're 25 now.
I'm 25 now. And
3 kids.
Yep. And I understand that it was so many people that was suffering too. Yeah. It wasn't just me.
Right.
And a lot of times I do think about that when it comes to other people too.
Yeah.
They go through the things. They never think about anybody outside of them, their sisters, brothers, parents, children. They don't think about it. They just do what they want to do. But it was my people.
Okay.
It was my people. My friends seen it.
Okay.
They cried. My close.
You mean they seen what happened?
They seen it.
Okay.
They endured it.
Oh wow.
I got long messages. I remember my last long message was for my cousin Carolyn.
Okay.
And she was just expressing how she just couldn't keep seeing me go through it. You know, she loved me, but just being with me and being around me, she couldn't keep doing it.
Were they fearful that one day they weren't going to have you anymore?
Yes.
Because sometimes, people don't consider that, but it happens all the time.
It happens all the time.
Everybody is not as blessed to get out, and so people do get unalived,
They
and
do.
so were they scared of that, and they begin to push you hard or support you hard, I should say, maybe?
Yes, it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
It was tough love that they was giving.
When you were getting your things, did you have to call the police to help you protect you? Because sometimes when they can tell when you're ready to go, because you're gonna move different.
Yeah.
And so that makes them irate. And so, did you have to get protection to get your stuff?
Yes,
you did.
I did.
Okay. Wow.
I did. I had to have patrol around my house.
Okay.
And, stuff like that, late nights.
Oh wow.
So until I met my husband, and then after that, it was
a transition.
Like a transition.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a different transition. Before when I leave.
Okay.
And I left, it wasn't no extra person.
Okay. Now.
You go.
Oh, you gone,
you gone for real, ain't you? So and I remember that text message, the last text message that he sent. He said, "I'm finna leave you alone.
I'm gonna leave you alone."
He left me alone.
And he left you alone. Wow. So he was bothering you and stuff, and then he said, "You know what? I'm gonna leave you alone." Yeah. Because he seen that you wasn't paying any attention.
But it's literally a year and a half.
Oh wow. Wow.
No, I did not break. I did not break none. And I was for real.
Okay. So you got your power back.
I got my power.
Okay.
And I felt it. And he felt it.
Yeah.
A lot of abusers know.
They know.
They know.
Yeah.
They know.
They can
what
see the
women,
strength in you.
they know what women shouldn't go through.
Yeah.
They just do it to
I tell people we gotta watch these men. They be knowing because Babyface wrote Mary J. Blige song "I'm Not Gonna Cry." He wrote those words. So these men know.
They know.
No woman wrote that song. Babyface wrote that song.
A whole lot of women songs he done wrote.
Yeah.
They know.
They know. Yeah. So what encouragement would you give another woman to encourage her to get out? She's in the same headspace as you. She don't know how to leave. She think, oh, he just loves me. She maybe wants to leave but doesn't have the courage or doesn't have the resources. What would you say to get her to know that you need to leave, or to just encourage her to leave?
Pray.
That's the
only thing saved me.
Prayer
That
relationship with God.
My relationship with Christ saved me.
Yeah.
Literally, when I sat in my mama's bathroom that night, and I screamed out and hollered, that was my first time screaming out and telling him, do it for me.
Yes. So it was truly God that brought you through.
Nobody but it was like a flip of a switch that I did not understand came on.
Yeah, God will do it. Oh my God.
God will literally do it. Like, a lot of times people don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it's too easy.
Yeah, it seems cliche or whatever. But it's the truth. God is real.
But it's the truth.
And God is busy. He moves.
God is busy.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how he do it.
Yeah.
It don't matter how he do it.
Yeah.
Because we want to do them in a certain way.
And some women don't understand. Like, some men can be rehabilitated. They can change their lives, and some men, they're just young and immature, and eventually they grow. After they're 25, they don't hit women no more or something like that. But, honey, if you God's girl, hey, he'll strike them dead. So you can leave now, or he can take you out. But another thing, I think people just don't know how to pray. They think they're supposed to be head down and body bent like a deacon,
quote songs and all that. No, and I didn't know either.
Yeah.
I didn't know either. All I said was, help me.
And they said sometimes that's all, and I know from experience, that's all you have to say.
That's all
you can even just cry. Just cry. And let your heart speak.
Yes, that's
just
it. Because
cry.
That's it. All you have to do is just cry, or even just call his name.
Just call his name, and he hears you. He's with you the same way that we're talking. I talk to God. We laugh together. I be like, Lord, now God, please.
It was us this morning.
I remember as my relationship was growing with God and we began to laugh together, I literally dialed my pastor. I called Pastor Barnes and I said, do God crack jokes? Like, is he funny? Like, because we began to share those things together. Yes. But
when I just talk to him the way slapping my neck, I'm serious about that. I'm serious about that. He just slap my sometimes he use that back part of that. And I'm like, hello, what is that, a knuckle?
And he get you. Oh,
and he get me every time, even just to wake me up. And I appreciate that.
And the more you pray, the more you'll start to see change. It could be rapidly, it could be gradually. We never know how God's going to work.
Yes, but you got to pay attention. But you got to pay attention. You can't pray for nothing and then not pay attention because you'll miss it.
Right.
Then you'll think he ain't done nothing.
And I already did it. I already did it. She pulled up with the U-Haul. And you told my no, it's all right. You ain't had to pay for nothing. You ain't had to do nothing. So you can come in our guest room. And you somebody it's all right. He changed. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Do you think men can change the domestic, abusers? Do you think men or women? Yeah. Do you think men can be victims of domestic violence?
Yes.
They can.
I didn't see a man.
That's controversial because some people believe that women are as large as men. Mm-hmm. So how can we be abusing you? And some people don't understand that abuse is of the mind.
It is.
And, some women are really strong and, they just don't, know what to do.
Yeah.
Or it's in the mind, Also, you know, how can I put it? Women, it's been an increase of women getting them charges now.
It has.
So
we sick of it.
Yeah. And you have a son. So,
Yeah.
you know, the men and the women are getting the charges now. Sometimes what they're doing is coming to pick up both of them. So I'm taking you to jail and you going too.
Yeah.
You know, if
Don't
you hit him
don't
or if he
have
got
a
a scratch
on.
Yes. So what do you recommend? What would you or have you recommended to your son if he's ever in a situation and a girl hits him?
Ooh.
Now I'll tell you what my granny say after your answer.
It's funny because we've never had that talk, you know, like outside. If I just say how it with his sisters, because he is the only boy, so being around his sisters, you know, he do have to refrain from
hitting and things like that.
Because
they are strong. I mean, it's biology. It's biology. We don't think you can't be abused because men do get abused and survive. And you know what? Men never tell. Not never tell. They seldomly tell because it makes them they make them look weak or something like that. Which I wouldn't look at them as weak, but I understand their logic. Yeah. So that's sad. But my grandmother, and I don't want to upset the people, y'all tell me what y'all think. My grandmother says that if you're man enough to get hit a man, you're man enough to get hit back. I don't agree with Granny. But what Granny's saying is don't you hit that man and then expect for him to just restrain and not do anything. You know.
But he should.
But he should. He should.
But he should.
Yeah.
You know. You can, even if you gotta run. I done seen videos of men running.
Go run, just leave. Get on. He ain't for five.
Somebody be on your back, boy. It's some strong women. It's strong women. But yeah, my son, he's been reminded that, you know, you strong.
You strong.
You know.
And he lift weights, don't he?
Every day.
Okay. I gotta cut that part off. You know that. Don't let the people know. Do you have any strategies or suggestions about how to get out and stay out the safest way?
Yes. And it works. Okay. It works for some.
Okay.
All depends, because a lot of times it's hard to talk to some.
So it's not a one size fits all.
No. Depending on the mental status of a person.
Okay.
So if you know you can get out, get out.
Yes.
You know, if you know you can't, then you got to go.
Okay.
You can't be in the same space. I know in my times I was still in their mind.
Okay.
You know? Not saying that it was easy, but at some point in time I did have to go. Okay. You know, or stay with somebody.
Okay.
Move with somebody. A lot of men don't like to act up in somebody else's space.
Okay.
Or let anyone see them be that type of person.
Okay.
But if you got a crazy one, if you know exactly where they are, you may have to go.
Okay.
You know. Law enforcement is a plus. Okay. Please.
Restraining orders,
all of that, because if it comes a time where you have to save your life.
Yeah. Or your kids.
Or your kids' life. Mm-hmm. You can do so. Okay. You know, I don't know how law enforcement do with that, but I do know that the restraining order is a distance away. Okay. And if you're not in that, you breaking it, you know.
Okay, so what I hear you saying as a strategy, a woman or a man who finds themselves in a domestic abusive relationship, it's best if they actually leave. Don't try to put them out and you stay there by yourself.
No.
You leave and go dwell somewhere else because you're less likely to be bothered at somebody else's residence because they don't want to show their true colors in front of people.
Nobody else.
Okay.
Yes.
And then they can't just walk in because it's somebody else's house.
Yeah.
They don't feel like I left my I want to see my son. Or they say I left my key. I left my grandma key to her house over there. I want to give my grandma a picture.
Right. I need to get my clothes.
Let me get my shoes.
Ain't got no clothes over here, man.
Yeah. So that cuts all that out.
It cuts all that out.
And then if you just maybe don't answer the phone or don't text them.
You have to not answer the phone. You have to not fall in children.
Yeah, because many women have children. And that's how they say, I want to see my son.
And they say that it's tough. It's not that tough. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's not that hard because at some point in time, you have to understand that that's the best decision for the children.
Okay, so you're saying when they try to get back in, they're saying, I want to see my kid, which is a means to see you, really.
Yes, that's what it is.
Right.
Right.
So you're saying that it's possibly even best for the child not to let them see them at this time. Maybe for a certain time.
Yes. Yes, I was told that. I was told that, I'm not going to be able to talk to none of y'all.
Okay.
Just so I can disconnect.
Okay.
At first, I didn't get that.
Okay.
And that's just lack of understanding, lack of knowledge. But I got it.
So you're saying at first you thought, I got to let this man see his kids.
No, I thought, what do you mean? You're not going to talk to your kids? You don't want to see your kids?
Separating. Yeah. Okay.
You don't want to see your kids? That's crazy. Those are your children. What do they do? But it's 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Men are with their children.
Yeah.
Because they want to be with their mama.
Yeah. And once you cut them off, you're going to see.
Once there's a disconnect from the woman, the kids get less.
Oh, wow. I've heard that.
Even if it's just, a little bit of less. But they get less. And majority of the time, they gone.
Wow.
They go.
Yeah.
So that's, I didn't understand that at first, but I do. I get it. You have to disconnect.
Okay.
All the way. All the way. Kids, if the kids are small, they don't know. Yeah. They don't know. They ain't noticed who was gone.
Okay.
When they're older and you can explain that, express that.
Yeah.
Explain those type of things. But it's best to, whether the kids, that's the reason why you should go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the reason why you should go. Kids should not be raised by angry parents.
Yes. Yeah, I understand
that. That don't help them none.
Yeah. Okay, so what are some of the signs that we can look for, red flags? Before we get too far in, like, what are some of the red flags we can look for to prevent getting too deep into abusive relationships?
If they call you out your name.
So somebody gets to using profanity, calling you bees or sluts or whatever.
If a man will call you a bee,
he'll hit you. Oh, wow. Because that'll break my heart. No. If a man call you a bee, that'll break my heart.
If he'll disrespect you in that manner, that's enough.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I don't understand, but that's just how some people grow up and they're sensitive to it. But it's just, I can't imagine, I can't imagine you so mad you call me a B word or hit me or something. Yeah, but that's one of the key things, language.
Watch how they respond. Watch how
you mad easily angered.
If they easily angered, watch that.
That's something to watch.
It's something to watch.
Yeah.
And you have to pay
other people.
Just pay attention.
Paying attention.
Just pay attention. Don't be so in love.
Yeah, the first weeks and months.
Puppy love and all that they call it. Don't ever get yourself to the point where you get there
and you don't see anything.
You can be there and still pay attention because you have to care more about yourself.
Yeah.
Regardless, the love for yourself is what's
So be in love and on alert.
And be in love and on alert.
Okay.
And on alert. And it don't matter. Just however, whatever you have to do to figure that out for yourself.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
Please do that.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard for some people because if you didn't grow up with it,
you
don't understand what it is.
Yeah.
But if you can, figure out who you are.
Yeah.
Figure out whose you are.
Yes. Amen.
And be rooted in Christ.
Yeah.
And it'll help.
Let me ask you this. Some women or men, some people that are abused, you have to start from the ground up sometimes. They don't want to do it. I don't want to leave my city. I don't want to leave my friends. I don't want to change my kid daycare. I don't want to move. Is it hard starting completely over?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
And I believe for some, it's harder if the person was the sole provider. And that's another thing too.
Yeah.
The man provides.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that scripture isn't true. That scripture is true.
Yeah.
Man provides. But it's also a tactic.
Yeah.
For some
that they
use.
Won't even let you work.
Won't let you work. You gotta watch that.
You gotta watch it.
You have to watch your reasons to why you will stay at home mom.
Okay.
It is not always a blessing because you'll stay at home mom.
Right.
It can be a tactic.
Right.
It can be a control thing.
Right.
So for those type of women, and I hear it a lot and I read it a lot, that a lot of women want out, but they can't get out because they have no car of their own.
Yeah.
They have no money of their own.
Yeah.
And most time they have no family because they done been taken out of that too.
Yeah.
So all depends on the story when it's hard.
What would you tell someone that is fearful of starting over? They don't want to start from the beginning. They don't want to start over and start from the bottom now. What would you tell them?
That's a tough one because
you had little ones. They gotta go.
They gotta go to daycare, and don't let it be somebody that's all that do work. You done got all your things. You done bought your house or whatever the case
may be. Gotta leave your furniture.
You got
a nice couch.
You just fixed yourself up.
Yeah.
So it's worth it.
It's worth it. So what I hear you saying is, I'm not going to tell you that it's easy to start over from the bottom, but it's definitely worth it.
It's worth it.
It's worth so much. It's worth your life.
It's worth your life. But my old me would have said, you want to start over, or do you want to keep getting busted in your mouth? Do you want to keep using that makeup? Or do you want to be free? But it's worth it. It's worth it, and it shows a lot about who you are and who you could be.
Yeah.
When you with somebody, you kind of lose who you are.
Yeah.
Because you a parent.
Yeah.
So you're a mother. You got to do all the things for the kids. Make sure the kids happy. You're a wife or whatever. Some do wifely duties for the boyfriend. Right. So you catering and cleaning and cooking. You don't know who you are.
Right.
So it makes it hard for you to know how strong you are.
Wow.
But you have so much power.
Yeah.
And you have so much authority.
So much power.
And you can do it.
Yeah.
And you can, when it happens, it can be way more than what you ever would have imagined.
And I just would like to say, God is looking to blow your mind.
He is ready.
He's looking.
He's like,
for it to be. You got 5 kids, 5 daycare spots at the same daycare. He's ready to blow your mind.
Job be right there, same time as daycare. He'll find your place. He'll find your transportation. You won't even have to pay car note on. Like he will literally he has it ready. He has it already planned out.
You left your favorite ottoman. Here go 2.
There go 2. Furniture.
He's waiting.
Here you go.
He's waiting to blow your mind.
He is waiting. He is beyond imagination.
Yes, he is.
God, and if we think that way, we can't think on the
negative side.
And think right now, everything is future based.
Yes. Okay.
You know, everything about our lives is future based.
Yeah.
You can't think about.
We allow our emotions to control so much, and it keeps us bound a lot. Because let me ask you this, and this is, I'm gonna ask you this, and then I'm gonna get one more question, and we're gonna get out of here. Is we be in love? Is the love real? Do you feel a strong? I love this person, so I'm not telling you that your feelings are just not there. Your feelings are real, but you should. You can't let it control you.
You gotta get out them feelings.
Yes,
them feelings. God don't operate off that.
Yeah.
You can't operate off. If you cannot operate off your feelings at all.
You cannot.
You cannot, because your feelings are how you thinking and feeling stuff.
I love him. I know you do. I'm not saying you don't. You do. You do.
But that does not mean anything.
It don't mean anything.
It's the meaningless.
Yes. It's futile. Yes.
It is meaningless. It is. So Lord. You gotta stay out your feelings.
You got to. I wrote a chapter in my book, and it was about I broke my own heart because I was in love with someone and I didn't want to leave them, but I had to for me.
Yeah.
You know, so your feelings, sometimes you just got to say, hey, look, Jess, you got to get over it. We got to go.
You got to do what you have to do.
You got to do what you got to do.
Literally have to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
For your purpose. And
it's possible. And there's purpose on the other side waiting for you.
Always purpose on the other side of
waiting for you. Okay, what's next for Miss Angelica? What are you currently working on? What are your dreams? I want to hear all about it. What are you working on?
I just recently was thinking this morning on how the hell that I've been through is because of my purpose.
Yes.
You know, at first, before, when I got out of it, I always said I wouldn't take it back.
Yeah.
You know, because it's my calling.
Yes.
You know, I realized how marked I was through Christ.
Yes.
So it allows me to allows me to know what I have to work on. And I know women are my purpose.
Right.
Kids are my purpose.
Yes.
Being a kid was a hard thing for me as well. So kids and women, battered women, women that are trying to find their way, that need to try to find their way.
Okay.
I started an organization, Women with a Purpose, back in 2016, and now I'm starting to bring it back.
Okay.
I'm going to
back and better than ever.
Back and better than ever. And I have another organization called the Purposeful Youth Academy.
Okay. So those are your 2 nonprofits.
Those are my 2 nonprofits.
Okay.
And I'm praying. You know, God taught me today how to have patience.
Okay.
So I think that's gonna push it through.
Okay.
You know, for me, when I finally realized that the patience is what I need to have.
Okay.
So do whatever I need to do right now. Learn what I need to learn right now, so that when it's time, I'm ready. You don't want me starting things, because I'm a starter.
Okay.
And I'm a stopper.
Okay.
But he always bring it back.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that I wasn't supposed to do it.
Yeah.
It's just I wasn't supposed to do it at that time.
Okay, gotcha.
You know? Gotcha. So I'm bringing all of those things back right now.
Yes.
I'm working on it so that, you know, once I graduate college, with my communications degree next year.
Okay, shout out to you.
Okay,
college grad. Shout out to UAM. I got my master's from UAM. So those are your 2 nonprofits, Women with a Purpose and Purposeful Youth Academy. Mm-hmm. So what about your entrepreneurial endeavors?
my body butters.
Okay. That I tried and it got me right. Oh my God. Smells so good.
People love my body butters.
I do. Goodness.
And I like making them.
Okay. So you even have fun doing it.
I have so much fun doing it. Yeah. And I love to get feedback.
Okay.
I'm a, stuff like that. Put my juice up.
Yeah. Okay.
It put a little juice in me. So I do like the fact that
goodness,
that I make these.
If they could smell this, oh my God,
it smells so good, y'all.
If
this is marshmallow. I don't know what made me start doing marshmallow, but I did, and this is literally the only scent that I have.
I'm not even a sweet person. Like, I don't like vanilla and stuff like that. So if you're a person that does not like vanilla and sweet stuff, this is not like that.
It's not.
It smells so good.
It smells really, really good.
It's not. It's like a mild sweetness that is very fragrant, but it's not like a super sweet, strong. Like, it's perfect for a person, whether you like sweet stuff. So if you like sweet smelling stuff, you'll love it. And then if you don't, you'll love it too.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And I have an unscented just for those
that so you have unscented as well.
That do not like a scent at all. But mainly the reason to why I even started making these, it's what I use to make them.
Okay.
I love shea butter and I love cocoa butter.
Okay.
Not because it feels good. Okay. It's a good moisturizer.
Okay.
But it heals so much, and I've always had this thing with my skin. Yeah. Living in the South with bottled water, you're gonna get ate up by the mosquitoes. It is what it is. But
oh my God.
I've always, I've grew up with, marks on my body. And then my kids are way worse than me when it comes to skin. I don't know what it is about the new age kids.
Yeah.
Everybody got eczema.
Okay.
I know, that's what I don't know if eczema's been around and we just didn't nobody care about us.
Something in the water.
But everybody got
because the old folks would have had a name for it.
They
would have called it something.
I ain't heard nothing, and I know we probably had something.
Yeah.
But I like it because of the healing that it does to your skin.
Yes.
Any type of scars that's at the surface or anything like that.
Yeah.
It helps.
Okay.
Quickly.
Yeah.
And that's why I make it. And I just added. At first I didn't have no scent.
Okay.
Because it was just the fact of healing.
Okay.
And so I added scent. I think somebody probably said add a little scent on it, but it's the healing process, the healing that it does.
And then even the scents with you having sensitive skin, and one of my sons has eczema and sensitive skin, and he has no outbreaks or anything with this product on me. So it's sensitive to, it's not I don't know the terminology, but it's not going to cause it.
It's not. It's not. It don't, we know cocoa butter has. It's a peanut, certain things like that you have to know about yourself in order, but other than that, and I make sure that that's known, but I haven't had any complaints.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, that's awesome. And then what about, so you're not, I said that when I introduced you that you were a life coach, but you're actually a certified life coach. So if anybody needs to have any life coach sessions and things like that, they can reach out to you. If anybody wants, she's also a financial advisor, so she can help you establish a budget, start working on your savings and things like that. So how can they reach you?
You can reach me mainly email. I love talking through email more than anything. Social media is growing on me. Okay. I used to be a social media fanatic, but a lot of times you can get addicted to it, and so I've been pulling back off of that. But also, my email, I would prefer to be reached through my emails.
Okay.
And through messages throughout on my phone.
Okay.
So if you reach out to me, and I don't mind giving out my number and having any type of communication.
Okay. And what are your social media handles? Somebody might want you to come and do a group session, facilitate a workshop, or speak to a group of women about domestic violence and things like that. So what are your social media handles? How can people get in touch with you?
You can mostly reach me on Facebook.
Okay,
or
Facebook, and I'll put that on the screen.
And Instagram. And I also love using LinkedIn.
Okay, LinkedIn, yes. And so I will have all those LinkedIn on the screen there. And is there anything else you would like to share with the people?
I just want to say thank you.
Thank you. I love you. Thank you for coming.
This is amazing. This is awesome.
Thank you.
For people that need to, speak out. They need to share their testimonies.
Yeah, and it's all to help save another life. Yeah. It's to help grow and change our communities, and to put the spotlight where it needs to be. Share that testimony to help someone else.
Yes, that's what it's for.
And if you keep that in, it's somebody out there that you were called and chosen, and you were predestined to help. And if you withhold your testimony, you're not sharing that.
God would not be pleased.
He would not be pleased. I hope that the show continues to go on.
Yes. And God is going to bless.
Pray that testimonies continue to go out there and bless some people. But thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.